breathing in that strength and courage. And as we finish, we'll just place our hands right over our eyes and bring that bright light right back up. Breathing out the last of anything that is holding us back, washing it away with that gentle water, bringing that light right up to your eyes. And as you're ready, you just open and bring your hands away. And you're ready to receive with your heart.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
The experience that I had in audience, please add in your experience. The experience that I felt is when we went over the heart, right away, I could feel like this release. And that release is like this feeling of like the flow seemed to open up more. So physically, I could feel that release. Like I felt stress coming off shoulders and heart. So that positioning was quite interesting, Shannon. And then as we were going and doing our thing, I could feel like this womb and feeling, I was thinking of Jacob and Kirsten, and that it came back to me making sure that I'm taking care of myself. But essentially that's where it first went was, is Jacob and Kirsten. So I appreciate that. Angela, Kim, if you want to add in anything, my friends, I'd love to give you space for that. I really truly believe vocals is the way of healing also. And when people are speaking, it's like a song to me. So anybody want to add in through typing or sharing? I'd love that.
It was super powerful. And then I could really feel the light that was coming in. And yeah, and the grounding and all the energies that were moving, in a super powerful way. And then going down to from the sky to my belly. So yeah, thank you, Shannon. It was super, super amazing. Super amazing. You don't say super amazing in English, but I just invented this expression.
Thank you, Angela. Kim, it looks like you want to say something.
I love your imagery. Your imagery was very powerful. Thank you.
And Anita is here. Anita, you will see her at 11 today. It says, my heart feels so free and released. Thank you, Shannon.
Oh, thank you.
I do. I feel really light. Shannon, how does it feel to be able to feel that you can open up this space more and more in your spiritual space and really be out there as you're understanding what maybe you haven't been forward in showing to how you're starting to do these Reiki events that you're doing and being in the Fresh Inspiration Show, your first time really sharing this spiritual side. How was your journey for you, my friend?
It would like this, how I feel after doing this is very, because I'm doing it myself as well. And like, as I go, my fear of, am I going to do okay? Is it going to be okay? And when I put that on that shelf, and there is like a calmness that washes over me, and I just say what I feel and what comes into my mind. And so even the fact that you mentioned your kids in the womb, like all I saw in my vision was a child's hand going into the mom's hand.
Yeah.
And so I don't like script out. I have hand placements in mind, but they don't always go in that. And I just feel what comes, and it's a very nice calmness that kind of flows through. It always starts up in the top and kind of flows down. And for me, that little ebb and flow of the water, for me, that is life. There's just little ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
And it really takes me into a place of confidence and strength.
Excellent.
And I really do, the more I embrace and open my heart to receiving, the more my heart is ready to share and give up. And
oh, I feel like a little schoolgirl.
Yes.
I'm reveling in your amazement. In the Fresh Inspiration show, I just saw Christy Carardi say, my hand went in my grandmother's hand.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Thank you, Angela, Kim, for sharing. Shannon, thank you for building the safety in the community. The opening ceremony is about growing that vibe of what you're going to be getting into. And Kim Cork is going to be here real soon too, in our highlight. And when we're always coming from the heart, and sometimes it's really hard to get there. I was looking this morning. Like I said, I always feel like I'm opening up stuff. And look, even the book is scratched and all that kind of stuff. But I opened this morning, and it was about my heart. And it was September 14th, 2019. It was the only thing I actually truly put in this book that it opened up to me today. And it said, I felt unsure and insecure, did exercise and opened up my heart. I just put 2 sentences there. And what I wanted to share that with you, and all the stuff you've been getting in this opening ceremony and what Shannon just did for us and the flow. Anita, thank you. Namaste. Christy, the stuff you said, just lovely. And Angela and Kim and Shannon, is that we start really learning a lot about ourselves when we become quiet like this. And sometimes we don't feel safe when we're by ourselves and saying, okay, I'm going to have quiet space for about, 2 minutes or 1 minute. And it seems like it can be very difficult. So take your time. Don't allow yourself to get in that space of comparison. And if you do, I know Angela has brought up that point that reiterated something I said earlier too, which is about you just don't know somebody's background. And sometimes when I'm going through my stuff in the morning, I don't think of telling out there like, oh, my day started off real stressful. Now I'm showing this part of what's going on because now I feel alive. So remember, there's always step 1, step 2, step 3 before you really see that sunrise, or that you get to feel what Shannon brought in through holding onto the grandmother's hand, the mom and the child, whatever that is. I want you to keep bringing in that flow for you, the flow that feels like it's water, the flow that feels the way that you love to feel, the way that you love to play. Every way that you love to play, bring it forward. Keep opening your path. Allow yourself the freedom from here to the resources to your heart, to being able to feel any forgiveness of us believing we have to be doing this, doing that, but whatever is here and now, being able to enjoy and experience it. So I welcome you into hanging out with us, our next soul in spirit, which is Karen Eisen. Karen Eisen is someone I like to play with. Karen Eisen loves to talk about and soulfully speak about her journey in corporate and what she learned from there. I had me some corporate. Anybody else in the community, the Fresh Inspiration Show, where you're experiencing stuff where you realize that you learned a lot in corporate, or you're working in corporate and you're loving it, and you're going to get some stuff from Karen Eisen about locking arms and partnering? You're also going to get from her if you are in the space of transitioning out of corporate, because she's going to be bringing in those nuggets of experience. So I don't know what stories Karen's going to bring in, but remember the juice and the energy that she's bringing in, and about locking arms and looking at you ladies and doing, living in the space of being a nurturing being. What I mean about that is that her daughter, Mel Perry, which she's going to have her angelic voice here at 11:45 Pacific time. This is Karen Eisen, locking arms, partnering with women. She even has a retreat going on today. So later today, she's going to be live. I want to make sure we're going to get that link too, because I'm one of the people that's at your retreat, maybe right now. Yes. So we'll talk more about that. Welcome in, Karen, and I appreciate you being here and giving love to the Fresh Inspiration Show. I truly, truly appreciate you.
Well, thank you, Rhonda, so much, and I truly appreciate you. We've been on a journey of friendship for the last 2 years, and which has deepened as we've come to know that we're really heart-centered and soul-centered beings who are on a mission to help other women to really expand their message and be able to serve at their fullest expression. And so anytime that I can be with you in this virtual world, and hopefully soon again in a physical space, I am just so honored and grateful to be a part of your Fresh Inspiration Show, because that's what it's all about, is to really communicate with one another that we have the abilities within us. And as you were saying, I had a major transition. I was in corporate. I had a great job. I was making 6 figures. It wasn't, I never thought about needing to have my purpose fulfilled at that point, because what my career was doing was really allowing me to be with my family, with my husband and my daughter. And that was the most important thing to me, was that family and that community. And then what happened when he died suddenly is that I was unanchored. I needed to reinvent myself, to really figure out who I was. And it is that time that I also realized that that corporate job was just not enough. And because I'd had that corporate job, I'd missed a lot of times with my husband that I could have had I had more control in terms of deciding the life that I wanted to live. And so that's when I started thinking about entrepreneurship. I hadn't ever thought of it before, but it's wonderful. I mean, it's there's 2 sides to it. It's scary because it's a journey of up and downs, but you also get to make all the decisions. And how freeing, really freeing that is to be able to make all those decisions. Because our culture, and I especially talk about the culture that I'm from in the United States, we are conditioned to have other people make decisions for us. And when we're unhappy with that, it takes a lot to change that. And I'm here to tell you, when you lock arms with other women, it makes it so much easier. When I got a coach who had a community, so it was, the coaching was very, very important. I mean, I'm a coach, so I'm not going to say that it's not important. Coaching is very important, but also being with a coach that has a community that will support you, that is like-hearted and like-minded, because it is, if you get into a mastermind or a group where, let's say, they don't blend the masculine and feminine, because masculine energy and feminine energy is very important. It needs to be balanced for women, because women are collaborators. Women are in community, and connection and relationship is so important. And so that's what I really learned as I expanded my journey after my corporate life. And as you mentioned, my daughter, Mel, I couldn't have done any of this. Two things. I couldn't have done anything like this if I hadn't had the unconditional love from my husband. He was the first person in my life to really love me unconditionally. I didn't know what that felt like before, but I know it now. And because of that, while I had never thought I would be on this journey of entrepreneurship and sharing my message with women and saying you're never too old and it's never too late. Hey, I just turned 65 and I'm more alive today because I have the purpose. I have a message, and every woman is important. And so I had that unconditional love. And then I have that from my daughter. And so she carried that on for me and helped me to see one of the ways I think that a lot of women get stuck is because they want to say something, but they don't think it's enough, or they haven't really figured out, like, 100%. I'm not 100% sure that this is my calling. I'm saying if you're 80% sure, that's enough to start, because you can change it. Don't let not knowing exactly how it's going to all unfold stop you, because life is uncertain. I mean, we are in a major uncertainty, but life is uncertain. I didn't know the day that my husband would die. It's uncertain. So love the people today. Do the things you want to do today, because you're not guaranteed tomorrow. And so what my daughter did is that I didn't know what my purpose was, and I wanted to figure it out. And so we developed this, what we're now using with our clients is there's a lot of probing questions. And one of them is write down throughout your life times in your life that lit you up, that you felt really, really good. And in most cases, you'll discover there's a through line. There's a similarity in those experiences. For me, it was helping others. Every job I had, everything that I've done, every volunteerism is always about a positive outcome for another person. And so my daughter pointed out to me, well, that's coaching, Mom. You have a degree in psychology. You know how people act and behave, and you can share that with them. And you worked in corporate, setting up mission, vision, goal statements for groups of people. So you can do that individually, right? And so I said, yes, of course. I'm a coach. But I didn't come up with that. And some people, we have these gifts within us. And those gifts sometimes are so intrinsic to us that we just kind of do it, right? We're just always doing it. And we don't know exactly what it is. Like, I was able in my corporate job, where many people were working 60 hours because you're on salary, right? So they say as however long it takes to get the job done. And a lot of my colleagues were working 60-hour weeks. Well, naturally, I had reduced my work hours. I never worked 60 hours. I worked 40 hours. And then when I learned the job really well, suddenly it was only taking me 20 hours. And I just did that naturally. So I didn't think anything about it. I didn't think it was special. I thought everybody else could do that. And it's like, no, everybody else can't do that, because my brain automatically went to what can I automate? What can I delegate? And what can I eliminate? I automatically do that when I look at tasks. So I can help other people do that. And that gives you more time freedom. Because isn't that one of the things about starting a business and being a woman in business is you want to enjoy life. You want to have that joy. Our companies envision joy today. Why? Because I missed out on a lot of joyful moments with my husband. I learned I don't want anyone else, if they choose, to have that freedom so they do not miss out either. And I have ways to help you do that. And my daughter helped me. She was my first coach before I paid for a coach. And so go with a friend, right? Start talking about what it is that you want to be doing and how to get there. Start where you are, where you want to go, and what are the steps you need in between to give you the life that you absolutely deserve, that you love. Yeah.
Angela is a person who just had a summit, and I got to be part of the experience with her and really talking the depths of thyroid healing, the depths of healing in the body, the depths of feeling stuck and stranded in a situation that didn't feel good. And I know Karen was just talking about that. Kim was talking about some of her experiences too, and what she's been learning along the way. And the thing is, you know, when you're used to doing things and it's part of your culture and it's been your life, get yourself in the space of, if you ever wanted to travel in Italy, but you can put yourself in your space and what you've been dealing with this year. Then you're used to going to the cafe and your communication with your friends and spending time with your friends and doing something that's lovely, little kisses and talking and playing and being playful. All of a sudden is a halt. It's not playful anymore. It's stay in your four walls. Oh my gosh, there's something happening here. You can't go out. Okay, now you can go out, but but you can't go to restaurants. Oh, now the restaurants are open, but you can't do this, and all these rules. You know how it is. We're all in the same boat of dealing with this. Angela Santi believes in living this life of experiences and being able to share that with others in the love. So I want to bring in Angela's vocals and just to get this going. Angela, can you share with me more about your experience this last year and how you're feeling as a person that has been raised in Italy, or in the culture and stuff, and how you're showing up today just in that experience?
Sure. Thank you, Rhonda. And let me tell you that I'm super honored and happy that I'm thankful to technology that made us meet and that I can be on your event today. And I think it's amazing. And I really can feel the energy, the amazing energy that has been building up. So, you see it's dark here, so it's evening. So yeah, what it's been in Italy? Allora, Italy, we, as you know, some things are stereotypical, but there is a truth in it. So Italians are very outgoing, very, we like to touch each other, to hug and to kiss. We like to have all this really la dolce vita, which, like having aperitif every evening, sipping a good prosecco and talking with friends and going out for dinner. But we are, especially in the northern part, but in Italy in general, we also are hard workers, but we like to mix, the two things. And what happened is that last year, when the pandemic hit, from one day to the other, the government said, okay, now we are in total lockdown, and we could not go out of our houses literally without a written declaration of, you know, like we could only go out for like errands, you know, like buying food, etc. And then we were doing all this line, da, da, da. And the thing that was so difficult is, first of all, that we didn't have this connection, you know. And I really can relate to what Kim was saying, that, you know, like social connection is so important, and it's so important for nourishing our mind and our heart and our life. And the government was also saying every week they were saying, oh, probably next week we are opening up, and probably next week. And then, you know, we stayed like closed in strict lockdown until the summer. And then in the summer, everything opened again. And then people were on the street, you know, because of course, you know, it was like a rebound effect. And then like September, October, then COVID hit again. And everything was closed. And they invented this, like, how do you say, the light, you know, the traffic light. So they said, you are either yellow, orange, or red. And every week this color changed. So it's very difficult to, you know, make plans, to decide everything. So now the economy is going down, because the economy, of course, is based on consumerism, and people cannot go work. Some of them can go, but many people are not allowed to go to work. And you're not allowed to see your friends. So this is a very difficult part. The other difficult part is that we need to, as Kim was saying, we need to nourish our brain and our heart with new things, with, you know, stimuli and enlightenment and everything. And so what do? I mean, when you're confined in your house, and I can say I'm very happy because I have a very big house and I have a garden that I love. So at least I go in the garden and the terrace, etc. And you really have to be very self-conscious and find your joy, your, you know, whatever gives you this enlightenment every day. And you know that I, you know, deal a lot about, you know, success and la dolce vita, that are two sides of the same coin, because there is no success if you are sacrificing all your life for success. So what is it? You know, and success, everybody has their own definition about success, as we said. So success cannot be at the expenses of your life. So, and then you need to nourish yourself, and then you need to create what makes you joyful. And the big challenge now, especially now during the pandemic, is really to understand that joy is an inner, or even this la dolce vita is not only going out for aperitif and see friends and go to parties and, you know, do beautiful things, go to exhibitions and whatever. And it's to create your la dolce vita inside yourself, and it's a skill. The la dolce vita is really a philosophy of living, something that you have to create from within.
I love it. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I know the Vita stands for something also.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So can you please share that in that experience of, first we're talking about, okay, everything's locked down. How are you working with people actually believing, like, how can they get that experience and keep growing and not feel stuck? Please share the formula.
Yeah. First, I want to tell you, I also relate with Karen, because I also come from the corporate world, and now I work with successful people that are sacrificing their life for success and teaching them how to combine success and la dolce vita. And the formula is the 4 pillars, or like the 4 wheels of a car. Okay, and you are driving this car. Hopefully you are the driver, because maybe you realize that you're not even the driver, and you're sitting, you know, on the back seat, and somebody else is driving. And, you know, maybe even those self-driving cars, and you don't know who programmed the car and where the car is going, because you're just on autopilot, all day long. So hopefully you're driving this car, and this car has 4 wheels, and the 4 wheels are the Vita wheels. And by the way, Dolce means sweet. So Vita is V, stand for vitality, meaning that you have to create a positive lifestyle or positive routines that gives you energy, vitality, and focus and motivation, and all you need, to fuel your passion and your days and your business and, whatever you do. So to me, this is the foundation of everything. And then the second wheel is the eye of illumination, or we can also say inspiration, and it's like the mindset. You have to show up every day with an empowered mindset that keeps you going, all through the challenges of the days or whatever. So you have to believe in what you do. You have to be motivated, and you have to keep going, because success, whatever we want to define it, is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not something, that you create from one day to the other. It's not true. You have really to go and be persistent. As you were keeping up, you were talking about persistence at the beginning of the show. So persistence is super important. And persistence is something that you build every day, and it has to do with your mindset, with getting illuminated and inspired every second of your day. And then we have T, and T stands for techniques, for systems, for strategies, for the nitty-gritty, of your business and of your life. So you have to have a goal, a vision, and then a goal. You have to have your focus, and then you have to put in place what you need, everything that needs, that brings you there. Let go of what is not working. Sometimes we get, we love our habits and our way and our methodologies because it's just our habits. Or, like I'm also talking about, but if it's not working, you have to have the courage to let it go. I also deal a lot about time management, which is more mind management than time management, because time management techniques are really basics. And what is that, is preventing you to put them into place. So you have to master all the techniques, okay? And if we take it to a business, like in business, it's processes. All processes must function in the best way. And then lastly is A for assets. And what are your assets? It's your skill sets, okay? And I like to say that your skill sets is talking about soft skills and hard skills. It's like the human body. You have the bones, and then you have the muscles. So you cannot have a body only with the bones or only with the muscles, because it's not going anywhere. And whereas the bones are the hard skills, the technicalities and all the things that you have to know, and it's a no-brainer. You have to have them, okay? And you have to keep them upgraded, otherwise you're out of the market. Then the soft skills are your muscles, and your muscles, if you don't use your muscles, your muscles become, very thin. So every day you have to train your muscles, so you have to do something to keep them, how can I say, fit, okay? And this 4-dimension, or these 4 wheels, I like to call them, must be aligned to your vision and must be in balance. So can you imagine like going on a trip, and I say like realizing creating your vision is not, it's like a rally, it's adventurous, there are dangers, and, sometimes you get stuck, and, and then you have all those things. And then your car must have, all wheels inflated in the same way. They must be in balance, and everything must go, otherwise maybe you are stopped. So this is my idea. And when you have those 4 dimensions in balance, you really can create your, like your road is smoother, and then you really can enjoy your success, letting go of things, of some things, okay, and your dolce vita. And again, it can be dolce vita, creating, some habits, and also inner dolce vita, which is the most important one.
So here we are, Mindset Transformation Entertainment. You made it through the show. What'd you think? Did you bring a journal? Did you have a pen? Did you come in the door, have something you were working on, and you decided that this information that you got for transformation, as you were leaving and exiting, as you're listening to me now, what kind of nuggets did you get? I would love to hear about that. Make sure you connect with us, thefreshinspirationshow.com. I would love for you to tell us. Tell us what you experienced. Every month we have new things going on, and I love being on the TV apps. Such a special way for us to be able to get to you from all over the place. Did you love the show? Tell me what you thought about that. You can join the Fresh Inspiration Show Mindset Transformation Entertainment group in Facebook. Come and play over there. We have experts every week coming through. It's incredible. People from all different genres, from helping you with your business in the heart center to spiritual, and being able to connect with that and seeing the possibility of getting out of the mind, but really being able to lift it to a higher level so that you got this. We have holistic wellness. We have so much, a variety of people and how they show up as health coaches or lifestyle coaches. So it's incredible. The show was really fun for me, this one. You have Shannon Sundberg, who keeps showing up even more in the depths of her holistic space. So there's this meditation where she's holding all around her heart. I love it because we're getting to know her more as she is part of the show off and on throughout the year. That's really incredible. And then we had Karen Eisen coming straight from corporate years, being able to do what her role was in corporate, to be able to actually do double the work of what they were expecting, because she was such a superstar at what she did. She's translating that now as a person that is an entrepreneur with her daughter, Mel Perry. You may have seen Mel Perry on the show singing her beautiful song and utilizing the vocals that she's been singing since she was a little girl. The Fresh Inspiration Show actually inspired Mel to get out there and sing again. I'm so proud to be able to be part of that aspect, to watch her grow as she's becoming this superstar of rewriting songs and getting out there. And so with Mel Perry and Karen Eisen as partners, mother and daughter, that we get to see them in their light and what they're doing for other women entrepreneurs. They're always putting on summits and retreats, so make sure you grab their information too. Angela Sante, all the way from Italy. Oh, I love it. I cannot wait to go visit Angela in Italy. Angela, you can tell that she's been an entrepreneur all her life. She comes from a family that has been doing this stuff, and very big go-getters in the business world. And Angela's on her own now as a high-end coach. You can feel that vibe. So get connected. Get connected with the stars of the show. Make sure you come and find me. You're going to find information on the tail end of how you can connect with us. Have an insightful day. Love you, and we'll catch up next show.